going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
What really matters during the ball game, we're at that point in the season where some are just beginning, some have already ended, and others are at that point where it's either win or go home. Depending on what your perspective is, it changes everything, doesn't it? In 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18, we're reminded we don't look at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Keep your focus, keep your perspective on the right things, the things of God, the eternal things. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
Professional care with a smile. That will always be a guarantee at Encompass Healthcare. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or even weight loss treatments, our team is equipped to serve your needs. Our doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Make an appointment with our providers, Kendra Brown or Tori Cox, today. Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, Tennessee, right next to Chapman Tire.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tenakee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tenakee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit Tenakee.com.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. It's good to be here on a stormy, or about to be, stormy Wednesday evening here, joined by Hayden Burks. Dusty Kaiser will be with us here shortly. Clint Brazier on his ayahuasca journey. He says he's going somewhere to Central America.
Yeah.
You know, he says he's got, he's trying to take care of his.
He said he was going to Greenland next week too. Yeah,
he's going to lead Trump.
Going all over the place. Yeah.
He has to do ayahuasca first, so he can get rid of his addiction to Sunrise Bakery.
Yep. Find some others.
He just wants to go down to just one sun drop and 2 donuts a day.
One stop, two sun drops a day, and maybe like max 2 coffees a day. Max 2 coffees a day.
Yeah, he wants to get it cut down to 1.
Yeah, he wants to get it cut down to 1.
Hey, we appreciate his effort. And by the way, he's about to celebrate 1 year sober.
That's right. That's awesome.
Or I think he's past a year sober.
It's been around this time.
He's gone a long time, which is awesome.
That's awesome. Yep.
Congratulations to him. Dusty will be on his way here sometime shortly, but
where's his adventure at right now? I'm not even sure.
He's probably cussing out people at Subway right now.
Hey, it ain't my brother anymore.
He knows the owner, so it's all good.
Yep. Oh me, goodness gracious.
Speaking of Yogi, he's been joking with me lately because I brought a coupon in there the other day. And I handed to him. It was for 2 6-inch. If you buy a 6-inch sub and a large drink, you get a free 6-inch sub.
I know where this is going.
And I handed to him, and he goes, "What's this?" I go, it's a coupon, Yogi. And it's like, we don't do coupons here. And it's sitting, that's your name on the bottom of it. You starting to get cheap on me over here?
That's what he does. Yep. He's like, he hates giving out coupons.
But he wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote it. Oh, I know. He just like the Subway Corporation and all that stuff, because when Graham worked there, he's like, man, he hated whenever people would go online and order, because that meant like the more points they get, they get like a free sub and all that stuff. He's like, crap. Yeah. I love Yogi to death, though.
Yeah, we love
him.
Yogi. Next time I walk in there, what free thing are you going to get today?
Every time I walk in there, where's Ben? Where's your brother? Where's everybody else at? I don't know. I just came to get me a sub.
We love Yogi. But, Hayden, we've been very busy.
Yes, very busy.
Very busy the last few days.
In a good way, too.
In a very good way, for all the right reasons. Let's start off some high school baseball. Your alma mater, 4-0 in the district for the first time since 2016. And, took care of business, gave up 1 run in 2 days against Murfreesboro Central, and great start to the district play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I watched most of the first game at home. They did a really good job with the bats as well. Their bats have come on fire ever since that. They were on fire once they got through Lewis County. Then again, we got to talk about they started 0-4 on the season. Then they had those 2 wins against Lewis County. Went down to Gulf Shores, had a really good outing down there, and then just came back up. And I mean, they've just had put more fuel to the fire with that. And I mean, they're 10-6 overall in the season.
Yes.
4-0, first time in the district since how long did you say? Since
2016.
2016.
At least that's what I found on Coach T.
Yeah. So I mean, it's right now, and the best part is they're young too. Yeah. They got a very young team. They got a bunch of good players. Really, really, really good upperclassmen. They're good leaders for the team too. So I'm excited. They got they got Tullahoma coming up, and that's going to be big games, because that's the last year's state champions as well. So
district region,
sub-state.
One of the few losses Tullahoma.
I think that was their only one district season through the regular season. Yep. So
it was a good win.
I mean, hey, they're on the high wave right now, and if you're a Lawrence County fan, you're feeling real good coming up with these 2 games on Friday, and then you got Tullahoma coming up on Monday and Tuesday. So Lawrence County, they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, we got Terre Haute, Indiana, coming in at 2:00. The varsity will play them at 2. Their JV will play at 4. Summertown at 6:30. That will be on Friday, weather permitting. Obviously, next door is very busy.
Yeah, it's very busy over there.
By the way, shout out to what they've been doing, especially lately, keeping everyone abreast of everything that's going on. And again, if you write negative comments on someone just trying to tell you a tornado might hit your house, you're just a moron that cannot. I mean, in the words of Ron White, you can't fix stupid. You're just stupid. It just is what it is at this point. So
they're here day and night a lot of times.
Yes, and they're going to be back in here very early in the morning.
Yep.
More stuff is coming in.
Exactly.
So moving on to how about Summertown baseball? 3-1 doubleheader sweep, having to play both games at Mount Pleasant. Obviously, turf field. You don't have a turf field, but you only have to go way down the road. And man, the bats are coming alive for the boys in blue.
I'm telling you, the bats are coming alive. They had that one loss to Loretta last week, I do believe, at Summertown. And then after that, Summertown, they just took off. Their pitching's come along really well. This week's player of the week, Ryder Blackwood, he's done a really good job for Summertown lately. And like you said, the bats have just been coming alive. I believe they had a big win against Marshall County. What was it, 12-2, I think was the score? Or 11-1, something like that.
Yeah, the first one was like, I think it was.
Yeah, it was in that range, and then
2 big wins.
So I mean, they've only got 1 district loss to Loretta, and that was a close one, 2-1 loss to them at Summertown, and then they beat Loretta at Loretta and swept Mount Pleasant. So they got Battle Creek coming up soon. They got Lewis County, which Lewis County, a really good team. They're coming off of their district bye, I do believe. Lewis County, I know, is 2-0 within the district as they beat Battle Creek earlier this year. So going to be some more tough outings for Summertown. But hey, right now, I mean, they're riding the high wave too, like Lawrence County is.
Hitting the ball well, starting to get some good pitching. Their defense has been very solid, and I mean, just up and down the order, a lot of speed. Then you add Quint Smith into that. Quint is just Is there anything this kid cannot do?
I mean, he just fit right into every sport. I mean, if you threw him in for football, he is one of the best defensive players within the region and probably one of the best defensive players on the state for that team in Class 2A. Then you put him in baseball, you plug him right in, and he's just doing things both offensively and defensively for Summertown. So, I mean, he's a stud every way you look at it right now.
Absolutely, and gotta love him. He's like, what's the character from The Sandlot? Ham, yeah. I know Quint doesn't catch, but he's like Ham, just, compact, short, and swings out of his shoes with every pitch. So gotta love that.
Oh yeah, gotta love Quint.
And Loretto got full complement of guys back now, sitting 3-1 in the district right now, and that record's so deceiving because they haven't had the bulk, the majority of their regular starters in the lineup due to obviously what the basketball team has done. Got them back. Getting back on the right track and starting to play some pretty good ball.
Yeah, they are. That first game, whenever they got all their basketball guys back, it looked like they were kind of a little sluggish, a little bit, just trying to get back in things groove. Here lately, I think they're on the 2 to 3 game win streak. 2-game win streak, I think. It could be 3, I don't know, but I know they swept Battle Creek, ruled them yesterday 10-0, beat them 9-1 on Monday at Battle Creek due to the weather. They had to flip-flop. And they've got some big games coming up. They got Scott Hill, really good team tomorrow. As you got the Texas now, a doubleheader tomorrow at Loretto.
No game Friday, doubleheader at Loretto, starting at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Zach, for.
Thanks, Zach, for giving us heads up there. But man, I'm telling you what, Grayson Burleson has been on fire for this team. He hit. I mean, he had a 3-run home run in the top of the first at Battle Creek, and then had a 3-run home run literally in the exact same spot, shot out to left field. I think it was in the bottom of the third. And I think he's okay. I don't know if you heard about him on the mound, and he messed his arm up. He was reaching for the elbow, which kind of scared us, but I heard that it was a forearm issue, so that's good to hear. But he was pitching. He is the DH now, so it sounds like he's good to go, and that's a good thing. But man, he's just on fire, and so is the rest of this team. They're starting to hit their strides.
He hit that one ball at Loretto, and the ball was probably already over the fence by the time he posed for a little bit. By the time he got out of it, the ball was already over the fence.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Oh yeah, because where we were sitting on Monday for Battle Creek, I mean, he swung at it, and I'm thinking it's gone, and he looked at it for probably a good 5 seconons, and then it goes over, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to start running the bases.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to come of the team. They've had some injuries. Mason Tibble's undergone some surgery. Riley Ellis has had to have surgery. So we hope the best for Grayson. We hope the best for Grayson, the best for them. They've had to deal with a lot here in the early part of the season. Let's move on over to high school softball. Summertown just continues to roll and just continue to do what they do.
I mean, they're dominating right now. I would say they've got a really good shot at getting to the state without a doubt, because they've been beating some really good teams. They beat Dixon County down in Gulf Shores a few weeks ago, beat Loretto Tuesday 11-0. I don't think that was a run rule. I can't remember or not, but I know they shut them out. They got Lawrenceburg coming up on Thursday, and that's another good rematch. As they beat Lawrenceburg down in Gulf Shores 15-5, so that's going to be another good one. I have the privilege to cover that one if the schedule doesn't change, if Kevin wants to do softball, and I'll do the doubleheader for baseball, which I don't mind. I like both sports. But I mean, just Summertown, they're doing their thing right now, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. They're definitely a team to beat 100% within the district and the region and probably the sub-state.
They just beat Loretto. Loretto's been playing a lot of games, and they've been proving they can hit the ball. They're trying to get their defense, trying to get the pitching on board, but they've got a lot of speed, and they got some girls that can drive them in too.
Yeah, they do. The quickest team is definitely Loretto, 100%. Between all 3 schools in our county, I would say Loretto. They know how to they can run the bases really well. They can put the ball in play. It's amazing what they can do. Now then again, this is one thing we didn't talk about, that Summertown and Lawrenceburg, they probably started about 2 weeks before Loretto even started their first game. Right. So Loretto, they've only played 5 games this season, where Summertown and Lawrenceburg, they've probably played close to 15 to 20 around that area. So, Summertown, Lawrenceburg, they're way ahead of Loretto when it comes to schedule. And, they're trying to figure things out. I know Loretto, they got Mount Pleasant again tomorrow. They lost to Mount Pleasant at Mount Pleasant. I think it was either last week or the week before that. I can't remember. But, they're looking for revenge there, trying to get their first district win. So, they'll get things going eventually down the road. And, they're going to get better and better every day.
Yeah, just give them time. They scheduled the way they did because of basketball. They've got a lot of basketball players, completely understandable. And then right over the road here, they love to play some instant classics.
I'm telling you.
They go from one game 2-0. And then they turn around and have, that felt like a basketball game with the swings and the runs and the momentum against Marshall County, and still get the squeeze bunt to win it at the end.
Yeah, I was down in Loretto for that baseball game, and it got done early. So I was driving down the strip, down Springer Road, going past the high school, just trying to figure out what do I want to eat. And so I'm thinking, man, are the lights still on? Surely they're not playing JV or something, because I thought maybe it's a JV game or something. So I turn on my phone, and I'm thinking, holy crap, it's 13-13 in the bottom of the seventh inning. Yeah. And so I'm listening to it while I'm driving, and then all of a sudden they get Reagan Frakes. She gets on base. Then they have Sarah Morrison comes in for her. She takes off for second, takes off for third, and then, like you said, I think it was Lily Lloyd that made the squeeze. Yeah, put it right in the perfect spot, and that put the running board on, or the run in, put the run on the board, and they got the district win 14-13. Swept Marshall County, who I will say this has been a thorn in their side the past few years. So I bet that felt really good for those girls to finally get over that Marshall County hump. So I think they're 3-2 now within the district. Yeah. They lost to Tullahoma in Giles County. So I'm not sure I know they got Summertown Thursday, and they've got the Bob Jones tournament this weekend, Friday and Saturday. So weather permitting, yeah, you never know. It's not looking good for that, but hopefully they get to play. And then it's just one of those things where I know they've got Maddie Dollar. She's out right now. I think she's got a finger or a thumb injury, one or two. So hopefully they can get her back soon, because that would be very beneficial for them. But then again, there's some other girls like Lily. She has really stepped up this year. She stepped up. Shout out to Libby, my little cousin. She stepped up in a big way. Elizabeth Hagen's starting to feel it on the mound a whole lot more. So Reagan Frakes is yes, and hey, shout out to Reagan Frakes too for signing with Cleveland State as well for volleyball.
Yeah,
so
that happened this afternoon.
Yep, she did that.
Nice of you to show up on top. Yeah, see what happens when
That's what I think about your own time.
Yeah, you could be on one.
He looks like he's part of the NWO.
Wearing all black. Don't cross over wrestling promotions. It's not how this works.
Man, he'll be here shortly.
The big fella's back in the building, so we'll take a break here, then we'll start talking some college basketball. We got to talk about the Final Four, men's and women's, and we'll get into some NBA. I'm sure these guys got some hot takes coming up next on Exports Live, brought to you by CMB Linen.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. The big fella is back in the building. He's on one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's feeling it.
I am, guys. I'm feeling it. Just been one of them weeks. Just gonna go and throw it out there. It's been a week already. So
it's only hump day.
I know it's only Wednesday.
It's something else kind of day too.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we got some weather coming in, and kind of gets everybody kind of on the edge, and people don't return phone calls or text messages when you need them to ask about things like that.
It's not Ben Luna he's talking about.
No, it's Ben's son. And I'll just leave it at that. No names to be thrown out on this episode of X Sports Live. Next week, no promises.
We were just talking. You had a nice little rant the other night at the baseball game. You really want one of those purple jackets.
Man, I tell you what, dude. We set up there in a booth. It's 45, 50 degrees, wind blowing about 25 on us. Mr. Hale White, he's freezing to death. You're freezing to death. I'm freezing to death. Calvert, I'm really not getting him one because he should be the one getting us one.
And he hasn't brought you one of those gritty chocolate fried pies.
Oh, that's going to be another one.
Man, we're just stacking up rants.
But and listen, and I don't want to be like a beggar. And I'm very thankful that Coach Wright got me and you merch.
Yeah,
he did.
This summer we got a lot.
We got summer merch.
I wear it all the time.
Yeah. But
I'm going to get me some
it's different temperature right now.
Yeah.
And they got these nice they are nice jackets.
Yeah.
And I feel like me and you should have one for being the voice of the Wildcats. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
It didn't take that long.
Yeah. Not too much to ask.
Yeah,
right?
No, not too much to ask.
No, not at all. Well, you would have loved our broadcast position last night from Lacassas Elementary School.
Yeah.
Ben's wife just walked by. Hi, Sarah. Lacassas Elementary School. When's the last time that you played on an all-Durham infield?
1995. 96 year. I'd been a freshman in high school.
That's 30 years. I mean, I'm not going there. I'm just saying 30 years for infield dirt. Yeah, I just, I'm surprised that.
You just made the list.
All right.
You might need
Jericho over here.
I mean, then again, like I've never seen, until last night, I've never seen the all dirt infield. Yeah, that's what I'm saying when it comes to that.
I played, the last time I played on an all-dirt infield was in between my junior, it was at the end of my high school career playing an American Legion tournament. We went and played in Maryland somewhere, and we played at these JUCOs, and they had all-dirt infields. I mean, at JUCOs. All-dirt infields. And it rained that day. I mean, every ground ball, like you could see the imprint of the ball in the dirt.
Yeah.
Like it just,
I've talked about it, but Summertown.
Yeah, that's right.
When we were freshmen, me and Clint, which I know he's not here, we played up there, and it was a all dirt infield. I mean, that's the last time I remember playing on one.
Yeah. I know Murfreesboro Central's trying to turn that place into their permanent home. They've already made a lot of great improvements.
Right.
So they're hopefully at some point that's in the plans there. But for what they had to work with, I thought it was good. It worked out.
Well, it's good for our guys to go to these different facilities.
Yeah.
It's not immaculate.
Right.
You know, you don't always get to play up here where you got good grass or over in Tullahoma or go to Loretta where it's like a minor league baseball. You know, it's a challenge. You know, I pitch, so the mounds are not always the same.
Yeah.
Dirt's always a little different. You know, so you got to adjust. That's just part of baseball for me.
Part of the game, yeah. Well, guys, we got the Final Four coming up this weekend. How much of your all's brackets are left at this point?
Mine was done after the round of 32, but I got 2 picks that are in the Final
bracket
Four.
is still 100%.
Because you didn't do one?
I didn't do one.
I think I had Auburn I had Duke and Houston. So I got those 2 right. Okay. They're going to be actually playing each other. I think it's April 7th is when the games next games are.
This Saturday.
This Saturday. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The women are Friday and Sunday, and the men are Saturday and Monday.
Saturday and Monday.
I got 3 of the 4. I got Auburn, Houston, and Duke. I do have Houston beating Auburn in the national championship game. But before we get into the Final Four, what a great performance on Sunday by the Volunteers.
I should have brought my paper bag again.
Yeah, horrible start, and you finished okay, but by the time they got into the groove of things, they were out of it.
I mean, there was too much damage done in that first half, and that's just been the Achilles heel for Tennessee this entire year. They had a slow start; they're basically having to battle their way back in. I mean, when you're down, I think it was like 21-6 before the first media timeout, or whenever Tennessee takes their first timeout. That's too far. Like, you got to make a run or it's over with.
That's what I told one of my buddies. I was like, it's never over with the 3-point shot. Right. I'm a firm believer in that because we've seen them come back and get it to 9.
Yeah.
But when it's 21-6, I mean, that's taking it on the chin.
Yeah.
It is hard to come back from that. You're right. It does surprise me a little bit that Rick Barnes, being a great defensive-minded coach, and his offense just isn't there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. Of course, the issue, there was 2 issues. One, we couldn't find a way to get the ball in the basket. Lanier was taking the worst shots in the first half I've ever seen.
I watched a lot of the second half, and that's when I thought, man, what? He's not getting a good look.
Yeah. I mean, there was one point in the first half, Barnes basically, and the commentator said it too, and Barnes sat Lanier and said, okay, you're going to be watching for the rest of this 5 minutes to see what shots you need to be taking, what shots you shouldn't be taking. Because his shot selection was so poor. I think it was till they were 0 for 12, and then they finally hit a 3-pointer, and then they were 1 for 13. That's how bad they were shooting in the first half, or at least the first 15 minutes of the first half.
And they had clogged the paint up so much on y'all. Y'all couldn't get any shots in the paint.
Akbara was messed up the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, it was just – but listen – I can't say nothing because what we looked like against Duke was.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny we talk about how bad these teams look, but you look at the 2 teams they were playing in Houston and Duke, and you're talking about those games in the Elite 8 to get into the Final Four. So, those are 2 really good teams.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking away from Houston. I'm not, but I knew going into our game, like, there's no way we're going to hit that many threes like we did
against BYU.
Yep. It's not happening against Duke. So that shows me and tells me, I say about Nate Oates, like y'all, he's got the offense, but he don't have the defense.
Right.
And we couldn't stop a cold, you know. And then when the three for us isn't falling, you know, it's when you're shooting 15% or less in a game like that, you're not going to win. And I said it I've been saying it for a long time, and y'all may disagree with this statement, but Duke has the best player in the country, and when you get this deep in a tournament, the best player usually wins. Right. And I know that he didn't have a great game against us, but what he done is we focused on him, and those other guys stepped up and done what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
So props to Duke. I think that game with them in Houston, I think Duke can wins, but Houston can win that basketball game.
Yeah, that's going to be a neck and neck game in my opinion. It's not going to be one of those gimmies that Duke can probably just expect.
If Duke goes in there thinking they got that,
they're going to get beat.
They'll get beat.
Yeah.
Houston is just, I've gotten to see him being a Big 12 guy. They thrashed my Mountaineers twice, and neither of them were were close, but like they're so intense and that pressure that they bring, and when they. The defensive pressure is one thing. When they start hitting shots, that defensive intensity just
goes up a notch.
When you have 20 points off turnovers in the first half, I mean,
that's how they play.
It is. It's wide open. It's crazy. That's why they're such a great team. They're coached very well.
And they have so many second chance opportunities off offensive rebounds. That's what killed Tennessee.
That's why I think going to the other side, that's why I think Florida can beat Auburn.
Yeah.
They're so long down low.
Right.
And they're
Auburn's the older team. Bruce has brought back his guys. Florida's young. But there again, it sounds stupid. Auburn can win this ball game. But I think Florida is the better team.
So which coach has the most to prove here? Because you got Kelvin Sampson's never gotten this far. You've got John Shire at Duke. You got Bruce Pearl, and I always forget the man's name at Florida. But who's
the Golden? I don't remember his last name.
Golden. Last name's Golden.
Yeah, Golden.
So
I think he has the less pressure.
Yeah, I think he's got the less.
Before.
I think this was his only second year at Florida.
His second
or third year.
So I think the coach at Duke gets a pass.
Yeah.
Right, because he's young.
He's young. It's only his second year. Now you do have the best player. So you're supposed to win. Bruce Pearl's been there. We know Bruce Pearl's going back to Knoxville when Rick's done and whatever. I think it is Houston's coach.
Yeah,
he's
because they've been that top ranked team for the past few years. I think he's the one who's got a lot to lose. This weekend.
And he's been a bunch of places, and every single tenure at every single place has ended in some form of controversy.
Yep.
Especially, he had Indiana going before that whole email scandal went down with that, because not only was he cheating at the places he was at, he was blatantly doing it with no regard for anything. So I think this is probably, with his age and the way the game is changing for an older coach like him, might be his last opportunity to win an A.
Yes, and that's what you got a great point. That's great, because that's kind of what I was thinking. If he don't win the championship, he's probably done.
Right.
Will somebody pick him up and for just the experience level, maybe with a young team? That's up to him if he wants to try to do that again. But I like Duke versus Florida.
He's 69 years old.
Well, he's younger than Rick Barnes.
Yeah. Well, speaking, I agree with you. I think he has the most pressure. I think Bruce is number 2 in that spot, just because he's taken teams up to this point. He certainly puts a lot of attention on himself, and his team has been 1 or 2 in that spot all year long.
He likes that. He likes that limelight, don't he? He likes the camera on him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about him, but like that is Bruce, and I think that's kind of helped Auburn's basketball team. They're a great team.
Yeah.
But the way he handles himself, I think it kind of puts them there, and that kind of puts him at the hot seat.
Right. Absolutely. So and I think Shire and the Golden, them being young, second year at their jobs. But I think Shire's got a little bit more pressure because A, it's Duke, and B, you got the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yes.
On your team.
Yes.
So I think there's some pressure there as well. Who you guys taking?
I've got Florida, Duke in the national championship game.
Okay.
I've got Auburn and Duke in Michigan State or the national championship game.
And I'm going to stick with what's on my bracket. I'm taking Houston and Auburn.
Auburn.
I mean,
listen, all 3 of them are great picks.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong. There's no Florida Gulf Coast on this list.
No, and I want to bring that up for a minute. For me,
no Cinderellas.
I love it.
You don't like the.
I didn't say I didn't like
Dickinsons.
I didn't say I didn't like them.
Yeah,
but it gets old after a while because sounds terrible. They're not going to win.
Right.
They're eventually going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing number ones just go at it.
First time since 2008.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So in my mind, I feel like we got 3 great basketball games left.
Because you're getting the best of
the best of the best. 2 games this weekend, and then of course the championship game on Monday.
Because I felt like that first weekend, we just didn't have any drama because I think our biggest upset was a 12 over a 5, but which was McNeese State, which I think everybody, including myself,
I picked McNeese
because Will Wade was coaching, and that team is.
They're good.
They're good.
They're really good.
So it wasn't a surprise that they won, but there wasn't that 15 over a 2.
Drake over Missouri, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
No, I didn't think that was.
The only other controversy or little drama you could talk about was, me and Clint talked about it.
Yeah.
Was North Carolina getting in,
right?
And then they lost in the first round, so whatever. But they didn't deserve to get in.
No.
And I know it goes by. They go by the program, the years of North Carolina basketball. But I think this year, and for me, has been really good to see the number 1s and the number 2s just get it on.
And we did get some good games. I mean, Houston, Purdue went down to the final shot.
Oh man, yes.
That was crazy watching. BYU and Alabama. You're watching some high level on both sides.
Look at Florida coming back. They were beat.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Michigan State should be kicked in the tail.
So which brings me to another point. There, you got Rick Barnes, Kelvin Sampson, Tom Izzo, 3 older guys. Barnes is older than Sampson, and I think Izzo's older than Barnes.
I think so.
I think Izzo's like 72, 73.
Yeah, he's up there.
These guys are still thriving, but how much longer can they thrive in this?
I listened to Izzo's press conference. I don't know if y'all seen it, but he's ready. He's ready to come back and run it back again.
He's 70.
70. Okay, same Rick Barnes, same age. Yeah. He's ready. Rick Barnes, he had talked a little bit about retiring, I believe, at the front of the year, but I don't know. I think a lot of y'all, Hayden and Knoxville, will determine what happens with Bruce Pearl.
I think so too.
I think if Bruce Pearl, if he gets put out Saturday, he's got this older team at Auburn. You may see a change in Knoxville.
I don't know. He just got the contract extension too. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Not anymore.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. I know.
That means about as.
Buzz Williams left Texas A&M
for Maryland.
Maryland, he's taking less money to go to Maryland.
Yeah,
that don't even make I can't comprehend that.
I love Buzz Williams. I covered him at Virginia Tech. Great talker, great guy to talk to.
Right.
And I've always been a fan, but he's gone from good program in Marquette, turned Virginia Tech around, then he goes from Virginia Tech to A&M, turns A&M around, and now he's going to Maryland. He never, nothing against Buzz, but some of these coaches don't stick around for longer than 6-7 years.
Right.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
that contract don't mean squat.
Yeah, it
I don't
doesn't.
think.
I'm trying to process the fact of, in my opinion, if they would have won the national championship, let's say, that should be it. Retire and go.
Right.
And I was hoping they would have got to the Final Four, because now the question is, can Rick Barnes get past the Elite Eight?
Well,
that's what it is.
You're right, but I think there's a but to it for him, is his age. He's had this older team. And does Rick want to take and do what you got to do with these young kids to try to get them back there again, instead of having these older these older kids on the team. Does he want to run it with a bunch of freshmen and sophomore? You know, I don't. We won't know till they say. You know, we're just over here talking.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I mean, I know they're losing all the seniors. I know the Phillips kid. Phillips hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss. So I mean, I think you're right, Dusty. I think we're going back from. I think we're getting away from maybe the transfer portal, getting those JUCO guys or those smaller D1 guys are going crazy where they're at, and we might go back to let's build up a young program and build them up and start getting some younger guys in. That's what I'm thinking is where we might be transitioning.
I got you.
For Rick Barnes.
I mean, he's done a great job, and we talk about how many bad football coaches came through the University of Tennessee after Bruce Pearl. How many bad basketball coaches did they have?
Several.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Not many good ones.
Yeah, what was the guy from Southern Miss that got caught cheating? Donnie.
I can't remember it. I probably don't want to remember.
Kuzo Martin and a bunch of.
They had a bunch.
And then Rick comes along and obviously gets that going. But on the women's side, Texas and South Carolina, UConn, UCLA, and South Carolina's guys sitting right back in that same spot to run it back for another natty.
I think they can.
Yeah.
I don't think Paige has got enough to do it by herself.
Yeah.
UConn's a good program. They got Gio. He's great. I watched the game this weekend. Of course, them and USC, and of course, they're not getting USC at 100%. They're getting without Juju, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think it's South Carolina's to win.
I think it is too.
I do.
Yeah, and UConn's got to get by a really good UCLA team.
Yeah, that's not going to be.
And the thing with UCLA is they're just so inconsistent. Like I can't remember the girl's name, but she only had 3 points in the first half or something like that, or the first half, and then she ends up getting 33, 35 points. So just the inconsistency. South Carolina, they're going to take advantage of you when it comes to that. So I think it's just they're back in the catbird seat.
Them in Texas, man, two big physical teams.
Yeah.
They are. They're just mean, man.
Yeah, they always get like you said, the big mean girls.
Just mean.
That just know how to bully you and muscle you in the paint.
And we saw it in that Tennessee game whenever Texas played the other day.
Yeah. Tennessee though is starting to bulk up in the recruiting trail, trying to get some of those players in. Well, guys, believe it or not, we will be playing NBA playoff basketball in 2 weeks. Right now, one of the stories reverberating out of our own state right now is Memphis, for some reason, as a playoff team, decided to change coaches.
Go ahead, big fella.
When I seen that, I had to look at it twice. I was like, huh? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That's my question. Why?
What happened?
Something
behind the scene happened.
There's something that happened that we don't know about. Has to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and they're doing awful without him because they're in their last 10 games. They've only won 2 games.
2-8.
Yeah, and I was watching ESPN this morning. They're 6th in the West, and tied with Minnesota, and everybody ahead of them is everybody ahead of them that they played so far with Denver, OKC, Houston, all the etc. LA, Golden State. They're 4-14 between all of them.
They're going to be they're just going to be a one series and done.
They're not even if they get bumped in the play-in game, they might not even make it to the playoffs if they lose 2 play-in games.
Right.
So they're trending in the wrong way.
You could see last night watching the game, which we're talking about the greatest shooter of all time and Steph, but they couldn't. I mean, he had 52.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 35 in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
But they couldn't, there was no defense. You could just tell, that team, and they were in the game.
Yeah.
But it just, you could tell. I felt like you could tell that it just. Yeah. They're not going to make it far.
No, they're not. That's what the problem is with that group. They're a one season or one series team.
Yes.
You've seen it after they got put out by Golden State the year Golden State played.
Sure.
I don't know if they met the next year after that, but I know they got put out in the Lakers one season, and then they haven't made it far since. So.
they haven't beaten a team with a winning record since February 2nd. And Bill Simmons said it best on his podcast earlier this week. They're the team everyone in the West wants to play.
Oh, yes. They want them. If I'm Oklahoma City, I want to play them right now in the postseason. Yes. That's the team you want to play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the West is just so stacked. The East, we already know what 10 teams are going to be in the postseason. Yeah. It's not, I mean, you got 5 games separating 6 and 7. So we know he's going to be in the playing games. I mean, it's unlikely that's going to change. But, man, guys, Oklahoma City is looking like the team to beat right now in the NBA.
I think it's right now when they're young. Yeah. You know, you still got some big teams out there. Mm-hmm. You know, Denver. Never count Denver out. It pains me.
Yeah. They had a classic last night with Minnesota. That game was unreal. Went into double overtime. I think they ended up Denver lost to Minnesota, actually. I think it was 39-38.
61. 61-point triple-double.
Well, I know that just pains you.
It does. But this other statement pains me.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Luka's my guy. He's my son's guy. But I can't stand LeBron. Y'all know that. They don't look bad, guys.
They really. I mean,
you got arguably the best player in the league in Luka. Austin Reeves has stepped in a role that is just unbelievable. And of course, Bum is still flopping and all that mess, but he's stupid. Like me and Clinton talk about, like he's still averaging 20.
Yeah,
you know.
I would love to see. And of course, don't forget the other team out west, Golden State. They're hitting their strike. Jimmy Butler, I didn't even realize it had a quiet 27 points.
Dude, listen, when I seen that this morning, I mean, I watched quite a bit of that game last night, and I was like, he didn't have 27. I didn't even see him on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I go look, and I'm like,
he did have 27.
He had 27, and Steph had 52. Like, you know, that's rolling.
Yeah, and that's why I would love to see Lakers and Golden State in the semifinals or in the Western Conference Finals.
If the season were to end today, they would actually play each other in the first round.
That would be awesome. That would be a money maker.
The Lakers are 4, Golden State's 5. There's 2 games separating. There's a half game separating Golden State and Memphis. Memphis and Minnesota are tied, half game separating them, but we know Memphis is going in one direction. You don't know what's going on. I mean, Minnesota's won 3 in a row, but you really
listen. You don't know about
that. They've got some players suspended too with that scuffle and with the Pistons. I know they got Reed.
Pistons are going back to the old bad boys.
That's literally what Kendrick Person said. He said, "Man, I like it for the Pistons. They just want to fight everybody.
They try."
The funny thing, I think it was Shannon Sharp. He said, "Well, even I know the Pistons got the brawl, and I know Isaiah Stewart was in there somewhere because he's always fighting.
He's always fighting.
Yeah. I mean, I love kind of seeing that old school approach to it.
But it ain't gonna last, guys. These boys they can't play basketball like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see it in the postseason. Kind of get some
some grit. Yeah.
Into it,
well, hey, I would love it, but I think you just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to this part of the season, just because there's so much at stake, there's a bunch of teams fighting to get out of the play-in tournament, get that 6th seed. Minnesota's one of them. They're trying to jump into it because then again, you said there's 2 weeks. There's 7 games left in the regular season. Then you got the play-in games, and then you got the postseason. So I mean, there's going to be some teams that are trying to jump into the play-in or trying to get out of the play-in and get into the top 6 seeds.
So in about a month, when we're into the conference finals, who's in the West, who's in the East?
Oh man, I think it's for the West. In my opinion, I think it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. That's who I think for the West.
Who out of the East?
The East, I believe it'll be Cleveland and Boston.
Definitely Cleveland and Boston in the East.
I don't see New York getting there.
I don't think anybody else has really got a chance.
No.
That West is.
The West is.
I'd say Oklahoma is
because Houston can match up with Denver really well, but they're young, experienced in playoff series.
I'm going to say the Lakers in Denver.
In Denver. You don't think OKC's getting there?
Too young.
Wow.
Oh, you don't think OKC can get there?
How far did they make it last? They only made it to the semis last year. Yeah.
And Dallas, because of that
torched them.
Dallas.
Dallas torched them.
Yeah. I'm not worried about SGA, and that what I think is, and I heard it brought up today, and it's absolutely true, is who else is going to step up with SGA?
That's what I'm saying. I think they gotta have a hard.
They're a really good defensive team, but I don't know if they got that for sure number 2 guy that can go score.
They got the offense to go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, SGA, he's going to get his points, but there's always a number 2 with every team.
Got to.
And they don't have, I don't know if they have that for sure number 2 yet.
Right.
Well, guys, Major League Baseball already off and running, and
Braves.
Braves not good.
Yeah, boy, they're awesome, ain't they?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It was rough.
On to the Cubs,
it's pretty bad when through 2 games you only score 1 run, or was it 3 games? Or 3 games you only score 1 run.
0-6.
Yeah.
But hey, they're only 4 games back of the division right now, so it could be worse.
See, I don't even want to hear that. Yeah. They play 3 ball games. Oh, they ain't but a game and a half out of first place. They play 3 ball games, guys. Come on, boy.
It ain't looking good.
Come on.
Get ready for next year.
My team, the Cubs would be they would be 5-2 if we didn't have to go to Japan and play the Dodgers to start things off.
We were in Gulf Shores watching that game, and we were getting up and getting ready. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning for 8 a.m. games.
Crying baby, but I turned it off really quickly. I don't want to expose her to heartbreak that early in her life. But they've kind of turned it on and just swept the A's today. Which, by the way, the A's are playing at a minor league ballpark because they really don't have a home right now.
I'm about to say, is that going to happen or no?
At least for 2 years. Well, for 2 years they have to be in Sacramento, so that gives Vegas. They haven't even approved a ballpark.
They ain't approved a ballpark.
That's what I'm wondering. Is it actually going to happen? And if so,
happen. I mean, but they're just dragging their feet.
Yeah. So watching the Cubs the last couple of days, I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. Like, they've got people kind of, it kind of feels like a spring training game because you got people in their like beach towels, like hanging out on the grassy knolls there in Sacramento, and that is a nice ballpark. But they start doing those wide shots. I'm like, oh. Yeah. I mean, the place isn't full, and the parts that are full of people wearing what I'm wearing, Cup blue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all Cup fans, which that's most places like that.
Right.
Anyways, outside of your traditional teams that got really good fan bases, so kind of depressing. I mean, like you said, Dusty, the Padres and the Dodgers are undefeated right now, but we're just 7 games in. I mean, the entire Central, the entire AL Central, all 5 teams are 2-4. So it's just you can't get 7 games.
It's really hard to get into watching baseball this early in the season.
Other than torpedo bats.
Oh, come on!
Oh my goodness,
it's so ridiculous.
That's awful.
And leave it to the Yankees to cheat, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it'd be the Yankees.
Cheaters.
Always is. Well, coming up next, guys, we'll talk some wrestling and get into some trivia. It's next when we return on X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In-Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down. Or their 24/7 availability, you can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In-Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Welcome to the newly remodeled Brass Lantern. For over 30 years, we've been serving delicious food to excellent people. Brass Lantern takes pride in authenticity, serving fresh, homemade food to please any member of the family. From mouth-watering to one-of-a-kind steaks served with gourmet marinade, to salad with our signature honey mustard dressing, specialty fruit tea, drafts, and much more. Our food is always prepared daily. Whether you come in with friends or family, you'll appreciate that fresh is better.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. Guys, we're going to start you off here with a little bit of trivia. Found a couple good ones. They're both NBA related. So, top 5 players who had the longest streak of games without losing 3 in a row.
Jordan.
Number 1, 620,
Steph Curry.
26 games. Steph is number 2 at 314.
Tim Duncan.
Not in the top 5.
Kobe.
Kobe's number 3, 306 games.
LeBron.
No, he actually.
No.
He has lost at least 3 in a row in every season he's played.
Trying to think of those high ranked.
Is anything in the 80s?
1.
Would it be Larry Bird?
Yeah.
Number 5, 284.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And
who's another good team back then?
Shaq?
You got it.
Hey.
291 games.
Oh, look at
I
you.
know my NBA.
I know you do.
Jordan went 626 games without losing 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty
But it's
impressive.
not the GOAT.
Yeah. Apparently everyone's GOAT has a 3-game losing skid in every season that he plays in.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of them.
Yeah.
That's all they talk about on ESPN.
I don't even watch them anymore.
I can't even watch it unless it's like informative stuff.
Here's another one. Who are the last 4 MVPs to play all 82 regular season games?
Michael Jordan.
He's one.
Was AI one?
I was about to say AI.
No.
Kobe.
Kobe's one.
Kobe. There's 2. You said 5 or 4?
Tim Duncan.
4.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Yep.
Yeah, was 1. Okay.
You're missing another forward.
Forward.
Was it Karl Malone?
No.
Elijah Wan.
No.
Barkley.
No.
Hang on, man. Don't say nothing.
Tim Duncan. Okay, let's see. 04, 05.
That won an MVP. Was it Dirk?
No. You're in that same era, but it's not. You're very
Pierce?
Not Pierce, no. You're very close, though.
KG.
KG.
Yep. That makes
All right,
sense.
Man, they can't stump me.
Yeah.
I'm on fire.
All right, here we go. Top 10 players with the most 40-point games.
Okay, Jordan number 1.
Jordan.
He's actually number 2.
Wilt.
Yeah, he's number 1.
Kareem.
Kareem is number 10.
LeBron.
LeBron is number 7.
Kobe.
Kobe is number 3.
Steph's not in there.
Steph is not on the list.
He's got more 50-point games than 40-point games, I think.
KG.
KG's not on the list.
Shaq.
Shaq is not on the list.
See, you say Kobe already.
Yeah, you guys got Wilt, Jordan, Kobe, and Kareem, and LeBron.
AI.
AI's number 6.
Reggie.
Reggie
Miller.
No, not Reggie.
D Wade.
Nope.
Is Bird on there?
Nope. Magic's not either.
Tim Duncan.
Nope.
Man. Was it
Kobe, Shaq.
Paul Pierce?
Nope.
Dirk.
Nope. You got 2 guys who are still playing right now on this list, and 2 guys who were in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh gosh. Jerry West.
Jerry West is not on the list.
Pete Maravich.
No.
Gosh.
Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Man, this is still playing today.
Yeah, two of them
Still
still
playing
playing.
today.
James Harden.
Yep.
Yep.
He's number
James
4.
Harden. Yep.
KD.
Number 9.
Yep. Okay.
You have
Got
to
those
tell us
knocked
the
out.
other ones.
No. Hold on a sec. You said 50s and 60s?
Yeah, around that time frame.
Bill Russell?
No.
50s. No, Rick Barry was in the 70s. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson.
Oh,
number
my
8,
goodness.
And then Elgin Baylor, number 5.
Elgin Bowl. I ain't heard that name in years.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. we grew up with him as a field basketball coach. We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know he played.
No, he's a great player. Guys, WrestleMania is 2 weeks.
3 weeks away.
3
3
weeks.
weeks away, and woof, Raw was on one the other night, guys.
It was.
Go ahead, Big Phil.
The Cody Cena scene was amazing. I thought they done a really good job with that. They've spoiled the Gunther Uso match because now Jay has to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
we know he's winning because Jimmy just took one more kicking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the match of the whole WrestleMania is going to be Punk, Roman, and Rollins.
So is that one closing the show in night 1 or night 2?
It has to be night 1.
Has to be night one because Cena
yeah.
closed the show on night 2.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the girls. Like, I could care less if we watch them wrestle or not.
Right.
But I'm anxious for that Punk Roman Rollins match. That's going to be off the chart.
I mean, there's not really. Those are the ones. Of course, then again, last year's build up to WrestleMania was way better than this one, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a slow one. I mean, like the whole AJ Styles and
Logan Paul
yeah. stuff. I mean,
that's good for AJ just to get up into the card.
AJ put him in the card, and he's good about putting people over.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he'll take
And
the
he can,
pinfall.
he's good in the ring. He can get Logan around, and Logan's good too.
Logan's
But
good too.
yeah, but AJ can work the ring. You know,
Yeah.
The mid card titles, I don't know where they're going with those.
I don't know.
I mean, they're saying Jimmy's out indefinitely, and so I'm hoping not, because I was hoping that, even though I love LA Knight, I was hoping maybe it'd be Jimmy winning the U.S. title.
LA to Intercontinental, or maybe start challenging for that.
The heavyweight, yeah.
Yep, and then I wouldn't mind seeing an end to the Fatu Strowman thing.
Yeah, because
It's
like
got to
it's
end.
dragging
Yeah.
on.
It's dragging on. But I also hope at WrestleMania that we get to set up Fatu versus Solo.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I hope.
Yeah.
If we're not going to get to see it between now and WrestleMania, and them set up a WrestleMania match, and that would be even better. I hope at WrestleMania we at least get to see Solo try to screw Fatu,
Right.
and then Jacob,
Yeah.
go out on his own.
Yeah, right.
Build that up to like SummerSlam.
Yes.
Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Because that dude is amazing on the microphone. He can get around the ring. He does really good.
His backstage segments are like especially that one last Friday. He's like, "You better step in line." That was awesome.
Yeah.
He's
But
something
listen,
else.
he hit it off when he said that saying in the ring. When I'm all gas and no brakes tonight, dude, people went stupid.
Yeah.
They went stupid over Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And listen, that old dude has run with it. He's done a
Yeah.
great job
Yes.
with it as well.
I mean, I'm excited for the World Tag Team Championship probably match that with the 8-man tag match. I'm assuming maybe the 8 to 10-man tag match.
Yes.
The Street Profits. I love their new gimmick that they've got going on with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping we see Big E come do something to New Day.
New Day,
That would
yeah.
be that would be
Yeah,
good.
it's building up.
It's
Yeah.
building,
up to something like that.
and listen, he's got to make sure his neck's good.
Yeah.
Because Big E's gonna go in that ring.
Yeah. And of course, I don't know if y'all were thinking about this, but I was thinking, Sami Zayn, him and Karrion Kross, they've always had those segments. Well, Karrion, he's out right now because of a contract dispute.
That's right.
And and I think that might be why Sammy's out too. Of course, I'm sure he's probably injured after the whooping he took in Toronto.
Yeah.
I think he comes and screws Kevin when the Orton match.
I mean, he might, that's another good one. That's going to be another good match.
If they let him go.
They're going to let him go. They'll let him go.
They're going to let him go. Randy's got to kick his head off.
Yeah.
That was the best. Whenever he said that promo about, he's saying, I'm going to kick his head clean off his shoulders to prove that Pat McAfee is the second best punter in the WWE.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yep.
That was a good one. And here's what, going back to the triple threat that's probably going to main event night one. What's the other favor that Punk is asking for? Like, I have thought about that a lot.
I have too.
He got the main event, but what else? Because
Roman's
not the champion. So
I think it don't have anything to do with champion.
Okay.
I think that Roman puts down Rollins and lets Punk pin him. That's the favor. Punk wins that match and gets his title shot.
This on night 2.
I don't know about night 2.
I think I don't know, because in my head,
it'll be a title shot. They won't have a match on night 2.
Yeah, there's no money in the bank. There's
there's no because Cena and Cody is going to go to war.
Yeah.
Gunther and Jay's going to go to war. So neither one of them are going to fight the next night. But I think that Roman takes out Seth Rollins, and he pretty much gives him up.
Like, he spears him, does the Superman punch, and he just nods at Punk and Punk.
And I think, I mean, that's what I think. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah,
I love that.
I honestly,
I'm dreaming it up in my head. I'm going, that sounds incredible.
Yeah. For some reason in my head, I want to say there's a title shot somewhere.
There's got to be.
And I think it's.
Well, I think the winner of that match seals the deal. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think he would ever use it just to say, all right, you got a title shot.
Yeah.
Roman's got a title shot. I want Roman's spot. No, I think he's going to set it up this way. Because they got to do it pretty quick, because, I mean, Punk's not going to go much longer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's
Hey,
listen, I got a wrestling brain, okay?
Yeah.
You should be booker.
I like it.
You should be a booker.
I'm in.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, then again, a lot of things happen. It might be something where the Raw after WrestleMania might be something that comes.
I mean, that could do that, but it would still be set up that way.
Yeah, set up that way where that happens. Yeah.
Which brings me to another point. You know what I miss? I was talking to Michael Marks about this a couple days ago. He's actually going back watching all the old Raws and trying to catch up. And I remember going back to those days and kind of remembering what it was like. When's the last time we saw the Universal title or the heavyweight title on the line on Raw or SmackDown? That happened all the time.
You might get it like the Raw after WrestleMania, just because whoever won come in the ring and be like, hey, he's open challenge.
I think the last time we got it was 2018, I think, when it was Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, and Vince was the special guest referee in that feud that they, Roman and...
You remember, I mean, it wasn't every week.
It wasn't every week, but...
There was, the champion was wrestling somehow in some form every week.
Yeah, he just wasn't cutting a promo.
Right.
And listen, we know Cody does house shows. I've been to a couple, and he's been there. So he is getting ring time in, but like on Raw. But I think now it's just expected just to go out there and have a little promo time.
Yeah.
Hit a move or two in the ring, and then go on about your business.
Of course, WWE's still doing a great job, because it seems like every week or every other week, here's a tag team title match or a women's mid card title match. Or last week they had the women's world championship match.
Rhea lost her title. LA Knight beat Shinsuke, and then the tag team title.
Yeah, right. Street Profits.
So, they're still setting it up good, but you're right. I just don't think we'll ever see it back to that.
Yeah.
That was fun, though.
Oh,
it was fun.
Absolutely.
One of the loudest pops in WWE history was Mankind beating The Rock when Stone Cold came in and just crushed his skull.
Crushed him.
Chair shot. And that was the same night that they did the finger poke of doom, and Tony Schiavone said his whole deal, and like 800,000 people came to watch Mankind win. So I remember back those days. I was like, man, you just never knew when someone was going to get a title shot, and they're getting a little bit unpredictable, which is good. Like, I didn't see Cena winning the Elimination Chamber.
No, that was great.
None of us saw Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble.
So
Hey, listen, wrestling's in a great spot right now.
Yep, they are.
It really is. And now we're watching it at Clint's, right?
Yep.
Whenever he gets back from his ayahuasca retreat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next week he's going to Greenland. Yep.
You know, I'm not going to say nothing about my co-pilot. You know, he's my roadie now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it real with him.
I mean, it's okay whatever he wants to do. Aaron Rodgers, doing all that ayahuasca. And,
yeah. Well, listen, if he wants to be Aaron Rodgers, let him be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The talent.
It's to help him to get over Sunrise Bakery,
Maybe if they did it now.
Somehow the podcast I was listening to just came up out of nowhere.
How about that?
It sure wasn't my podcast, so.
I need a shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said I need a shirt, by the way.
Well, I was there live for your podcast, so I heard the whole
Listen,
thing.
don't be sensitive.
I'm not being sensitive.
I think he is.
I think you're being sensitive. Anyways, let's move to the end of the show. You guys got any rants, anything you want to get off the chest?
I don't have a rant, but I'll go last.
I don't. It's been a really good week. Props to all of our baseball teams. Done a really good job so far this week, and so far a really good season so far. So, like you said, we're very busy right now, but it's good busy, and hopefully we get to go through May or go through late April, early May. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and son turned 3 this week. It's so hard to believe that
Hey, don't take long, man.
My little boy's growing up big time. We just took him to Monster Jam this past Saturday. Had the time of his life out there at Birmingham. He's still talking about it. He's still taking his little trucks and going backflip, and doing all the backflips.
That's awesome.
So we're going to try to take him again when it comes to Huntsville at the end of the month. So good time. Life is good. Don't have much to complain about. And all right, we'll leave it up to you.
I ranted on this a couple weeks ago, and so now I feel like what we got going on this evening and the next 4 or 5 days. Now I'm going to give a prop to these people sitting right over here across the hallway from us. We got like 7, 8 people in here. Wives are coming in bringing food. They're not getting to go home. People, I challenge you again. Just send them thank you. So that's all it is. A thank you. They do so much for us and our community and our listening area. I don't know how many people. I mean, I'm sure we're probably in the same listening area as they are when it comes to exports. But they do so much. They're taken for granted. So I want to give props to our weather team that's across the hallway. We do have some weather coming in this evening, late tonight or whatever. But I challenge people to thank them. And I don't know if they're going to be on Facebook or not. It may be on YouTube. I don't know if they've got that. I tell people they've had an issue with Facebook. Facebook said that they've went live too many times. So now they've kind of shut them down. So I don't know if there's something I know they're working on it. Don't know how long it's going to take, if it's going to be a quick fix or a long fix. But YouTube, maybe get on their app. However, but if y'all see them out in the public, or just send them a message on the Tennessee Valley Media, just say thank you. They do a great job and they keep us safe. We're all going to be going home and going to bed, and they're all going to be sitting up here watching the weather and making sure that we're safe and can send out the warnings like they need to.
Fred's up here 24/7.
Fred,
sleeping on that couch in the lobby.
And listen, I'm going to say Fred would not want me to say this, so don't people think that he would boast on this, but Fred sleeps on a futon-looking couch up here. He won't go home because he is so involved. He's so deep in his career and wants to make sure people are safe when it comes to this weather. So when you see Fred, you send Fred a message. Ben, Kelly, the rest of them, say thank you. They may not respond because they're going to be getting a ton of messages, sending a ton of messages. They're going to be on probably with the national weather people and all this stuff. But a thank you goes a long ways to these people.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, if you're going to put a dumb comment on there, just don't.
Don't, because I'm going to have Fred keep up with it.
Listen instead of comment.
Yeah. Clint Brazier and myself will get a list from Fred. And if you do say dumb comments and stuff like that or disrespectful, probably going to call you out.
Yeah, and Clint's coming off that ayahuasca. He's going to be elite.
Clint's coming off the ayahuasca. He's going to be ready for one.
Yeah.
And one other thing, if you're not watching Cutting Up with Clint and Dusty, we're having a great time. These two guys sitting right here beside me, I thank them daily for what they do for me and Clint. AJ produces for us when Hayden can't. And then Hayden, they're here a lot with us. So if y'all want to tune in to two old redneck country boys just having a good time talking sports and things in life, listen to Cutting Up with Clint and Dusty.
Just cutting up.
Just cutting up.
Yeah, look them up on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast from. They're on there as well. So,
follow them on Facebook too.
Follow us on Facebook.
There you go, all of that. So guys, good show here tonight. So for Dusty, Hayden, I'm AJ Good here on the X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.